Hello, hello. What is it, episode 94 now?
It is, yeah, even
Yeah,
all.
we are slowly approaching 100, aren't we?
Yep,
Yep,
yep.
ticking along, ticking
We
along.
start thinking about what we're going to do.
Yes, big time. Big time. So in the chat,
Yeah.
we have, as always, Toy Mafia. Hello, hello. And two lots of Collecting Weekly. So, yeah, all good.
That was me.
That was you. That was
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
you punching them numbers up.
yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So it feels like ages since we've done this because of our
Yeah.
little hiatus, because of we hit it really hard for like celebration and stuff. So yeah, back on
Yeah,
track.
3 weeks. So yeah, just a little bit out of touch, but I'm sure we'll fall back
We'll
into
work
it.
it out, won't we?
Yeah,
We'll get there.
exactly.
We'll get there, mate. Cool. So let's kick it off with the shite we've picked up. Oh, what we got here? Andre. Hello.
Thank you, Andre.
Hello, hello. Got Bad Fish as well. Evening. Evening, evening,
Alvin
evening.
J. Yeah.
So let's get
Good to
this
have you
going.
guys.
Right, let's go straight into
New this fortnight.
Okay.
What
Yeah,
you
I
got?
did have one slide before that. Just to say that.
Put it on the
obviously
show sheet, man. Put it on the show sheet.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. Yeah, yeah.
It's been
so-
3 weeks. We're rusty.
Yeah,
Forgive
yeah,
us.
yeah. So, yeah, just a quick. Obviously, we are, as you know, we're part of the Collecting Weekly network. We are closing in on 3,000 subscribers. I think we're just short of 2,900 at the moment, so we've got about 100 to go. So obviously there are. I don't know. I'm going to be really honest here. I don't know all the rules. You can have a look at them on the. I think there's a pinned post on the Collecting Weekly auxiliary. So basically, subscribe to Collecting Weekly, subscribe to Ben Thomas Show, subscribe to 16 Fix Marco's show, and then every show that you watch, there's going to be an additional word that you can then get you an extra entry. So, what should we have?
Let's have Jewel in the Crown. One
Okay.
word. Jewel
Yeah,
in the
Jewel
Crown.
in the Crown, no spaces.
Yeah, exactly. That'd do.
Yep. Okay. So that will get you an additional entry into the lottery for Hot Toys Carnage, which is from friend and sponsor of the show, Collector's Zone. So yeah, thanks very much to them. And
So if you ever wanted your very own prolapse with a face,
yeah,
enter.
yeah, exactly. So no, it's it's even if it's not your cup of tea, it's a nice big money prize. So and obviously you could trade it or but yeah. So yeah, get your entries in. Do as much as you can to maximise your chances. So yeah, sorry about that, mate. I did hijack you there a little bit.
No, go for it, mate.
Oh, I'll put it in. I'll put it in the chat. So jewel in the crown. Okay, so
There you
just
go.
all one word. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. What did I pick up this fortnight? Well, I finally completed my Hot Toys layer set by picking up the Bespin outfit. I've wanted it for a while, and it started getting, when it first came out, it was like it was sort of £150, I think.
No one wanted it when it first came
No,
out.
I know.
It
it's
was the
thing,
boring
it's,
version of the two,
yeah.
weren't it? And everyone's like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, because Hoth came out, similar time, and everyone wanted that one. Not many people wanted this. Few people saying, "Oh, I want it because it was one of the classic Kenner outfits that they did for the original 3.75 figures." I was always kind of like, I'll pick it up at some point because I had other, ones I was prioritising at the time. But I think now that my Star Wars collection is kind of maturing and reaching that. I mean, it's never going to be finished. There's always going to be something that comes along, but pretty much where I want it to be. So
Yeah, you're at the point where you can pick and choose now.
yeah. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna see if I can get this one because for a reasonable price, because I've got the New Hope, I've got the Hoth, I've got the Endor. So this is the fourth. This is the other official Hot Toys one, and then I've got an Bespin Escape one that I made using this head sculpt and the flight suit from the Hoth one, and I've got a Slave Layer again using this head sculpt and replacing the the bun and stuff. So yeah, 6 in all. So it's yeah, and to be honest, I'm not going to rave about it. It's okay. It's not bad. It's well tailored. It's not really. It's just more from a completist point of view. It was always going to be the last one I bought. I mean, the head sculpt's cracking, and I've already got 2 of them. So on those other 2 custom figures, our good friend Lee Farncombe came through. He had one, decent price.
Yeah,
definitely decent price. So I said, yeah, I'll take her. And I just bought the Duke off him a couple of weeks ago, and so yeah, he's done me well. So yeah, so she's luckily I could kind of just about squeeze her in next to Han there, without needing a stand or anything because there wasn't any room. But yeah, no, happy with her. I mean, she's overpriced for what she is, but then a lot of the older figures are for Star Wars, and so I think. I'm happy with what I paid for it, and yeah, happy to have her in the collection.
It's one of those figures because she doesn't actually do much when she's dressed like that, apart from go to dinner.
Yeah,
it gets a bit. There's not really much you can put with it. There's not really, it is, and because Hot Toys never released Han.
Yeah,
the obvious to pair it up with just isn't there.
Yeah, and a lot of people
we've done and not one up.
Yeah, or a lot of people were buying Lando to pair with her.
Yeah,
in the not having the Han, I think. But as we've gone through, it's not difficult to put together a Bespin Han. I think some people just tell themselves that it's never going to be something they can have.
Some people make a right meal of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If I can't have the official Hot Toys one, I don't want one. You know, but there's enough different hand figures out there, or custom runs, whatever, depending on what your budget is. Yeah. I mean, even the old Sideshow stuff is not awful. It's perfectly possible. So so that's cool. What about yourself? I think it's a Star Wars themed.
It is a Star Wars theme.
This fortnight.
So I got a Scout Trooper, and I got this.
This is the Sideshow one.
Yeah, this is the Sideshow one. So I got this cheap off of eBay. I think it was like 105 quid. Now it turned up and the figure stank of smoke, and you can't really make it out too much on that photo on the right. I think that was after I put it all back together. Yeah, that's right. Yes. That's after, so you can't really see.
Right.
But the midriff, which is just cloth, was yellow. Yeah. I was like, I know they're meant to be like slightly weathered because Sideshow kind of weathered theirs a bit more than Hot Toys did. But I was like, that don't look right. Then I smelt it. It was like, oh wow, that stinks of smoke. And but all the accessories that were in the box were still wrapped. Like they didn't smell of anything. The box stank. The figure stank. And I was like, I thought I can fix that. And people get figures that stink of smoke and they go, oh, I just don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do. You own a fucking washing machine. Take the soft goods off and put it in the wash.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, well, I messaged her anyway, and I know I got it relatively cheap because it was missing the bit off the back, the little grenade pouch bit that they have.
Yeah.
And I said, look, it turned up super quick. Quite happy with it, but it stinks of smoke. Like, would you be up for a partial refund? I was thinking a tenner, something like that. Get it to just below 100, nothing major. Yeah, exactly. And he was like, oh, well, it was quite bad English, to be fair. And it wasn't that English wasn't his first language. It so was. I just don't think he can pick his knuckles off the floor. And so he pretty much came back.
Smoking.
Yeah, exactly.
Hands
he came
full
back.
Of cigarettes.
Yeah, exactly. Just he doesn't have hands. He just has 2 giant cigars. So I don't know. So he came back and was like, "Look, you got it cheap enough anyway. I'm not gonna, you can send it back, but I'm not gonna knock any more money off. And like the figures I've got next to it are fine, and I've sold a load, and no one's ever said anything." And I was like, he almost the way he wrote it was almost like I'm the one trying to take the piss. And I was like,
yeah.
I thought, do you know what? It's cheap enough. I'm going to fuck about with it. I'm going to fix it. And I literally, just to show him I wasn't lying, I wiped over the helmet with an IPA wipe. And I was like, look, it's brown.
Well, you sent him a picture
so
of it,
and he never bothered replying. So I thought, right. And so what I did was I took all the armour off, soaked it in bleach for a couple of hours. Worked absolutely fine. Couldn't smell anything on there. The black undersuit I chucked in the wash, and all the white stuff I just bleached, and it came out like perfect. So now the hardest part was the soft rubber boots and the rubber gloves. So I soaked those for like 2 days in detergent. So now they stink, but they smell of detergent, not fags. I can deal with that.
Yeah.
That's not a problem.
Preferable to smell smoke. Yeah.
But the body was just no chance. Because of the way Sideshow bodies are, and I wish I kept it, is that the midriff is about 6 different sections that are all stack up, kind of like a centipede. When you see those, they're all stacked up, and that's why they go loose, because each piece is clipped into another, and then eventually they just wang around like a limp dick in the breeze. Yeah. So I thought, well, I had a couple of spare bodies, and I think this is the old. This is a solo one. This is a solo body. So I chucked it on that and was like, okay, because all I have to do then is like pad out the ankles and stuff, because the Sideshow pegs are a bit bigger. But I shoved it on and I was like, no, I like this, because originally I was going to paint it all black and do shit like that. But actually I was like, no, I'm going to keep it as it is. And having had the... because this is the second released Sideshow one, not the first. Yeah. So having the first release Sideshow, having had in hand and owned the Mando version, and had in hand and modified the Hot Toys version, and then the updated Sideshow one. If someone said you can have the Sideshow one for like £100, jump at it, because there is very little difference in any of them. The only real difference with this is the boots. The armour sits on straps on the shoulders instead of just velcroing on like the others, but there is such little difference. Like, other than the body, so buy yourself a new body and you've saved yourself like over £100. But I quite like this, and I really like the stand as well, with all the extra bits that go on it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's probably one of their best releases, and 2 sets of boots as well.
Yeah,
so I know Hot
Toys
the
angled ones for the bike.
Yeah, so I know Hot Toys have done away with that, because they have that, and their boots are a really good design.
Yeah,
love it.
Yeah,
but
honest,
I had to look online. 40 quid someone wanted for a pair of Hot Toys boots, and I was like, fuck off, that's ridiculous. Yeah. I don't spend 40 quid on my own fucking trainers, let alone little dolly boots. Like, it ain't happening.
No.
So yeah, like Punisher says, I just now need to weather it, because what I've done is stripped off some of the weathering.
Oh, I see. Yeah. But, I mean, that's not a bad thing, because the weathering's a little bit heavy-handed on the Sideshow. That's probably.
I went back and watched Return of the Jedi again, and looked at the Scout Troopers, and they are pristine.
Right.
Like,
okay.
they are. There's hardly a mark on them. Like, when they're chasing after Leia and Luke, I was like, for fuckers who are in the jungle, they are exceptionally clean. Like, particularly their white armor. So, but I will we'll do a bit of weathering.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, because I've got the Hot Toys and the Sideshow, they're within a foot of each other. One's the Sideshow's on the Sideshow bike, and the Hot Toys is just standing there with the long rifle. And to be honest, they both are absolutely fine. Neither jumps out as being really any different. And I think that I don't think I've changed the body on mine, but because he's on the bike, that kind of negates some of that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you don't really need to if he's on the bike.
No, it's still a solid figure, and obviously it does go a bit cheaper now, because these got up to stupid money, 250, 300 before
They were absolutely fucking mental. Yeah. I think when I sold my old one, I think I bought it for like 180, 200, and I think I sold it for like 250.
Yeah, I paid about 220 for mine.
Yeah, because they were rare as rocking all shit as well. They were really hard to get hold of. And now it seems every other figure's a Scout Trooper, because of like games and
so
stuff
I think
like
you
that.
can kind of pick these up boxed for sort of 150, which is 150, 160, which is pretty good. Definitely, if it was between that and I don't know what the Hot Toys goes for now.
250.
250. I think you wouldn't be disappointed with this one.
It wouldn't surprise me for 250 you could probably pick up the Sideshow Scout and bike.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah, I picked the bike up for about 140, something like that. So yeah, not far off.
Yeah, so I'll be looking out for a bike to go with him. Not that I
Yeah.
can actually fucking put it anywhere, but it would be nice to actually have one.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I'm glad I got one in the end, but I just waited it out because they were going for stupid money. Then obviously, as soon as the Hot Toys one was finally revealed, then that was when they suddenly became reasonably affordable again. So
I think people tend to a lot of Sideshow's recent stuff is shit. There's no two ways about it. The stuff they've been pumping out is crap lately.
Yeah.
But some of these older ones, like this, I'd say their Lando's pretty good as well. You've got
the Skiff Guard one, yeah, it's good. Decent.
Yeah, Skiff Guard's really good.
Yeah.
So there are ones out there that are pretty good, but I wouldn't kind of rush to ditch just because the Hot Toys ones come out. And that tends to happen quite a bit. Like Jabba, even when Jabba came out, everyone was like, "No, fuck it, I'll sell off my old one." And I was like, quite like the old one. And actually, the old one has the advantage of the tail's curled, so you can get it into more display units than you can. Yeah. Then because the newer Sideshow one is all completely like out. So yeah, I wouldn't discount a lot of the older Sideshow Star Wars stuff because with a few mods here and there, they hold up pretty good.
They do. Especially, I mean, it's anything that's a human face is no go. But you know, you can still pick up the officers for their outfits and stuff like that. You can use generic, head sculpts for them. But yeah, any of the aliens and stuff. So at worst, you're just going to need a body swap, and that's a 20 quid body. I mean, it's not. I know a lot of people are scared to even think about taking any of the clothes off or anything, but it's.
I've said it before. If you can manage to get yourself dressed in the morning, you can take clothes off a figure and put.
Yeah. I mean, there are exceptions to that. Like we'll get on
only
to later,
really
but
complicated figures, but most of the stuff is fairly.
And that new
simple.
Best Friend Luke is sewed up.
Yeah, but even that's just.
Oh yeah, but you know what I mean. Some
simple.
people won't do that to a £250 figure, and I can understand why.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
But
yeah, I get it. So, let's have a look at
new releases.
It's Boba.
It's the big boy.
Boba. It's the big boy. It's the quarter scale Boba. So the deluxe of this will set you back 405 quid. The standard will be 375 plus shipping. So probably looking at about 450 to 500 depending on what you do.
Yeah, it'd be a heavy bastard. And a big box.
Really, really like this.
Yeah.
I love it. Bad Fish just said, do you think you can undress a Spider-Man? That I would imagine isn't. Well, they tend to get upset at kids' birthday parties when you do that. But I'd probably give it a whirl. If I picked one up broken and I got it cheap.
Yeah, if it had a broken joint or something. It all
well.
depends on what you paid for it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it depends on that and which one, because some of the suits have different materials. So if it was, say, the little one in his pyjamas, I'd probably give that a go all day long.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it all depends. Some stuff as well, you can get away with not having to... Like the little Attack of the Clones Yoda, you can effectively just cut that down the back because he wears something over the top, and then you just got to sew it up. And
it's the same with any Superman or anything. You've got to cut the stitching and restitch it. But he's got a cape on, and so it covers some less than exemplary sewing back.
Exactly. Yeah. But anyway, Boba, I love this. If I had the money, I would buy it. Straight out. Just, I fucking love it.
Oh, look.
It is absolutely fantastic.
Lane's getting a bit leery, mate. He's saying, tell Bobba to stop stealing your hairstyle, Ian. Yeah.
I had it first.
So is this the one that you've got the 1/6 version of?
No. So this is the
next one.
Yeah. So the one I've got is the Mando version.
Mando repaint you've got, haven't you?
Yeah, and then this is the one from Book of Boba Fett. So
it's got
the only real difference are the trousers, knee pads. So not the knee pads, the trousers and the boots. That's it. Everything else is the same. I think the holsters may be a different colour, but
yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
But I really like the sculpts on this. I think this is probably the best sculpt they've done in ages.
Yeah. Evening, Mark. Thank you very much.
What?
Love you too. Yeah, no, it does look good. It does look good. Yeah, but I suppose who would you pair him up with? I mean,
but the thing is,
it doesn't matter because
with most of this stuff, because we were predominantly 6 scale, you end up shoving it on its own.
Exactly.
You end up not pairing it up.
Exactly.
I mean,
So
you could do kind of what I've done with Vader. So you kind of have Vader as the centerpiece, and you put kind of. So you could put Mando with it or something like that. And there is the quarter scale Mando you could put with it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
what do you think of the base? Would you go with the deluxe or if
go
cost? I mean, cost wise, obviously it's more expensive, but
the base is mental.
Yeah,
like absolutely mental. Yeah. So I'd probably go for the standard. Because the problem is the thing with the quarter scale stuff is I don't mind these intricate bases, but when they're too tall, and then you put the quarter scale figure on, it won't fit my display case. It's like the Vader. I can put him on the basic bottom layer, not a problem. So it's just a giant Hot Toys base. But as soon as you put that next piece on that he's meant to stand on, no chance. He goes from quarter scale to like fucking half scale.
Yeah.
So I don't bother. But then I use that as a base for something else.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I normally put something else on top of it.
Yeah.
But you couldn't really be able to do that with this.
I mean, that head sculpt was obviously already awesome in 6 scale, and just looks even crisper in quarter scale with the extra detail you can get in that.
Yeah, definitely. I'd love it. I think it's fantastic. I would be getting it. Definitely.
Cool.
Definitely. Right. The big one. The one everyone keeps talking about. The one that you won't be able to get for love nor money because every cunt keeps fucking customising it.
Yeah.
So Bespin Luke. So the deluxe is 245. The standard is 225 plus shipping. Yeah, I really like this. But having the DX07, like the battle damaged version, I've not bothered to pick this up.
No,
I mean, it looks good, and I like the head sculpt, but I just don't see the point in getting it.
No.
Battle damaged loot.
I did look at it, but when I factored in the shipping, I think it was with Toys by an Agent. It was just over £200, but then it was like £60 shipping just for the standard. And I thought, no. I mean, the thing is, I mean, there's been a lot of people chat about this, and we're not coming up with anything new here. But I think there's elements of it that are probably better, and elements of it that are worse. I like the head sculpt. I think they're going in the right direction with that. That hair. I'm not a fan of the cone head, sweaty hair. I think there's something gone a bit odd with that. It's a little bit too crowny. But the other one I really like. And it's he's got the moved wires and stuff, so that's really strong. I think the tailoring's better on the outfit, but it's a little bit too form fitting, particularly the trousers, because he was quite baggy on him, and the DX07
it's just too bulky.
Yeah, and I don't know how much fat suit's under there, and obviously there aren't as many people doing it because, as I say, you have to unstitch the jacket. There's nothing underneath it either. Whereas the DX07's got the singlet type vest thing, hasn't it, underneath? So I thought about maybe picking one up to part out, because I mean the jacket would probably be a good swap. I think the trousers are better on the DX07. But yeah, and obviously a lot of people saying it's too clean. There's no weathering. So there's been a few people, including our good friend 1/6 Jay, has been doing the weathering and the battle damage on the for the obviously this guy's got a lot, and a lot of people are going with that. I mean, chances are we're going to get a battle damage version anyway, but obviously if you can't wait, then there are people that are happy to provide that for you. Overall, I think it's okay. And if I didn't have the DX07, I would have definitely bought this. But we've both got that. I've got a custom Inigo sculpt on mine. I've swapped out the arms for the seamless wrists
Yeah.
CCFL lightsaber, stuff like that. So I'm more than happy with mine. There's nothing on this really. I say maybe the jacket I might have, is a better, like the collar's slightly better and stuff on it. But yeah, not enough to pay 280 quid.
No.
So yeah, but yeah, it's good to have it out, and I think overall it's pretty decent.
Yeah, overall I like it. I think it's one
Yeah.
of those that, if you don't have the clean version, then yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
But it just, for me, it's one of those figures that you know who it is. It looks good. You instantly go, Best Bin Luke, that looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment you hold up a picture of Best Bin Luke next to it, you go, oh, there's quite a lot
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
And that's not knocking it. That's just, there's a few figures like that look fantastic until you hold up. Because I love the sculpt. I think the sculpt's probably the best Mark Hamill they've done so far.
Yeah.
Hands down. Like, I don't quite understand why they go clean version. We give you the hairpiece from when he gets the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah.
Because it makes no sense.
No.
But on the whole, yeah, I think it's good. I mean, like I say, I'm quite happy with my 07, the battle damage one.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the head to pop up separately, and I'll probably pick it up, and I'll be quite happy.
Yeah, that's a good pickup. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but yeah, it's good. I think like a few people have said in the chat, like everything seems to be around 300 quid now, and like Punisher XS says,
Well,
like they
certainly
can't
for
keep
us
going up.
in the UK anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like I said, the bubble will burst at some point, and I said that about a year ago, and here we are paying 300 quid. I just don't see it. Just don't see it happening. And the thing is, now more than ever, it's kind of, you have to look at what you've got and go, is it worth the upgrade? It's 300 quid. If I could sell my existing figure for say 200, and I'm only paying £100, yeah, all right, it's probably worth doing that.
Yeah.
But that's not the case a lot of the time.
No.
So-
And and I suppose the thing is that we're now in the world of in art, and paying over 400 for figures, and I appreciate that they are looking to be like that next level, but people are finding that money somewhere, whether or not they are selling off parts of their collection or they're scaling down on stuff. But that envelope's been pushed yet again into the £400 mark with Gandalf and Aragorn, and obviously way above that with the 2-pack Joker, and yet there don't seem to be any problems with pre-orders and stuff. So
I think the thing is within art is they are such a leap above.
Yeah.
These are clear. You can clearly see. You look at a Hot Toys, then you look at one of the in-art figures, and you go, "That's, night and day." You only have to look at every single fucking podcast going. Yeah,
I
I'm
can
selling
believe it,
crocodile
Steve.
jobs.
I can believe
I
it,
can
mate.
afford that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you only have to look at a lot of the other podcasts. What people are saying and stuff is that when it comes to in art, there's not that much that people really go, oh no, it's off. The head sculpt's off. This is off. That's off. The worst I ever hear really is, well, the rooted hair looks so much better. But no, but even the moulded hair still looks fantastic. Like they seem to be people. I think people are more willing to pay that because it's quality, not quantity. Whereas Hot Toys is get it all out, get it out, get it out, get it out. And I'm not knocking Hot Toys. They do very, very good stuff. Why they're occupying the same market space as someone like Star Race, like it's
exactly.
night and day comparison.
Yeah, they're still way ahead of their other competitors, but obviously
and I don't
come in
think-
at a different level.
Yeah, and I don't think Hot Toys are going to actually change anything they do. There's no need. They don't need to. They've got the Star Wars license. They're pumping stuff out. They're making money. They don't need to go. They don't need to step up to the next level because that they've as all the time they've got Star Wars and Marvel.
Yeah, see, everyone keeps saying they want in art to get Star Wars. I don't, because I don't want to be rebuying figures and stuff like that. I mean, they might only end up doing like 2 or 3, I suppose. But
I hope that in art only really do a handful of figures from certain lines.
Yeah,
I don't want them to ever do a full line of something.
no.
Like if they turn around and said we're going to do Indiana Jones, 100% they'd have my money.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
I'd be
of course.
happy if all they did was like a Temple of Doom indie and that was it. I'd be like, perfect, fine.
Yeah, exactly. Because
You know?
in indie, although I'm a bit hypocritical. I've got 13 of them, 1/6. He is really the only character that you need to represent that. I mean, there are other characters, and I've
It's
sort of
nice to
branched out
have,
into them, but you
he's
could
the
just
only
have
one.
indie. He is it's all about him. Whereas Star Wars has always been an ensemble cast, and it's difficult to have a Luke but not have a Han or a Leia of some description. So yeah.
Yeah. Are you sure they wanted to Lane? So are you sure they wanted to do Star Wars as soon as we aren't getting any more announcements? Do you guys think they might skip Andor, Mando season 3, and any more Return of the Jedi? I don't think we'll get any more Return of the Jedi. I think we will. I think that's ship sailed. I think we'd definitely get Mando stuff. But I think if you look at all the Mando bits and pieces they've done so far, it's things that scratch multiple itches. Like, I'm surprised we haven't had a Gamoran guard. But you look at like the Tusken Raiders and stuff like that. It's all things that kind of tick a few different boxes. So I don't think they're going to slow down. I think there'll be more.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, while we're on Star Wars, the Bad Batch Crosshair, or Neil Patrick Harris as a sniper, for £225 plus shipping. I really like this, like a lot, but they did me dirty. They did me dirty. When they announced Hunter, I said, fuck off, I'm not touching these with a barge pole because they're never going to do the whole squad, and it looks like they are doing the whole squad.
Yeah.
But
this is the third one, isn't it?
This is the third,
That's come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks great. I'd probably have these with the helmet on. But yeah, and Crosshair's such a good character as well. Like, I like this.
So how does he get the scar that is like a crosshair underneath his helmet, where he's painted on a crosshair?
They never tell you. He doesn't get it in the
okay.
series.
Right.
He's always got it.
Right.
But yeah, I'm liking this. I think it's a little bit light on accessories, but there's nothing really else you can give him because he doesn't really do anything else apart from have a sniper rifle. So there isn't much. But yeah.
No, does exactly what it says on the tin. Ian hates hobbits. He does.
I fucking do. They are so fucking boring. Like, this, don't get me wrong. Like, I probably, like, Samwise is just the weirdest fucking person ever known to man. Like, he is simping on Frodo big time. Big time. The other two, they're okay. They're all right, but they just get fucking irritating after a while. And the thing is, they only serve as a vehicle to fucking carry the ring about. The rest, they don't really do much else. But anyway, Mark, don't get me on how shit hobbits are.
Their incorruptible nature is all that they bring to the party.
So you give them food,
well,
they fucking sell their own mum for a fucking loaf of bread. Yeah,
or
exactly.
Some pipe weed, but I suppose
little stoners is what they are. But yeah. Anyway, Crosshair, fantastic figure. And what we got next? We got the Hot Toys Loki. So this, Loki in a suit, 200 quid.
Yeah,
what more do you want?
It's the UPS delivery driver, Loki.
Yeah, fucking is. Yeah, you're right.
It's funny because I was watching the Tuesday show with my mate last night, and I said it, and then literally, like, I don't know, I think Andre, like, a couple of minutes after I said it, it came up. He put it in the chat. So it's quite funny because he's just in a brown and yellow suit, and that.
Yeah. I mean, the head sculpt is arguably the best Loki one we've had so far. Like, that picture on the left looks really good.
Still not a massive fan of it. It looks very much like he's like short haired, and then he's got a little wig sort of stuck to the back. There's a bit of a whip on that right hand side.
Because now you've said that, that's all I can see is the added on hair extensions.
Especially on the right hand side, he's got a real kind of like definition there, isn't there, between the front bit and the back.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just the lighting in that one on the left. It doesn't look so bad.
Yeah,
on
I
the
see.
other
Yeah,
two.
I see it. Yeah, I see it more on the left now. You pointed it out than you do on the others.
Yeah. So I just think it's. I mean, if you love the TV show, then pick it up, and you've got the Sylvie to go with him. But for me,
I
it's
don't
just a
know that many
boring man
people
in a
that
suit.
really loved it
No,
enough to get a figure.
no. It's getting
You know,
it's getting a second season, isn't it, as well? But
yeah, but it's just, yeah. I mean, it might be just because I'm way out of Marvel that I'm just like,
yeah, me too. Yeah, I wasn't a massive fan. I think the things that the best thing out of this figure and the Sylvie are the little clocks that you get with them, the little
Yes.
CGI clocks. I like those. They're
Yeah.
cool. But yeah,
yeah, cool. So, off of Marvel and Star Wars, but still sci-fi. The Og Toys, June
Yeah.
Paul Atreides, 180 quid.
I couldn't find a single picture of anyone that had him. So this is just the solicitation picture. I scoured the groups and everything, and nobody seems to have him. So if you've got him, send us some pictures.
Happy
We'll
days,
talk
yeah.
about him. Yeah.
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 I mean, it looks pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a huge Dune fan, but
No.
it's nice
thought it
to
was
see
okay.
something a bit different. Yeah.
Yeah, and have we got the second part this year? Later this year? I think?
Next couple of months, I think it's out.
Yeah. I think they're avoiding the early blockbuster season.
Yeah.
And in art are making one, aren't they? But we don't know whether that'll be the still suit or something different to this or the same.
Yeah. Bob
Not
Dylan's
seen
got it.
anything other than okay. Nothing other than his silhouette have we from in art. So and obviously it's going to be a lot more expensive than this guy. Looks okay. Doesn't really do a lot for me, but
No,
I'll have
it
to
was
have a look, see what-
worth an honourable mention. It was
Yeah.
worth a mention. So
yeah.
look, let's get on to coming soon.
Coming soon.
The Flash. The Flash, who can beat a lady in less than 3 seconds. So this is the Flash from the Flash. 250 quid at Q3, Q4 2024. Objectively, this figure is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Like the definitive Flash. The head sculpt looks fantastic.
It does.
Although the one on the bottom looks a bit like Elliot Page.
Yeah. They've got similarities definitely in their looks. And their
It's the
sort of
haircut.
bow-
It's the silly bowl cut.
and I think the
that does
bone
it.
structure as well is quite similar with the cheeks and stuff. I think it looks really good. I'm going to see the movie Saturday afternoon, and obviously, like most of my hype is based around seeing Keaton. But I hope it's a decent film around him, and most people that have seen it said it's enjoyable. It's not going to be the greatest film ever, but it's entertaining and it's got Keaton in it, so that's that should be good enough. I've never really been a massive fan of Ezra Miller as the Flash, but objectively the suit looks fantastic. And I think
preferred Grant. Is it Grant Austin?
Yeah,
One off the
from
CW.
a lot of people do.
Yeah, he's really good.
But objectively, the suit looks great, and if I was still collecting superheroes apart from my Superman and my Batman up there, I would be happy to have this as just like a generic Flash. Yeah, it wouldn't have to be, and I don't necessarily, and that's not because I'm boycotting it because of what Ezra's been up to in their private life, kind of thing. Just that never really been a massive fan of them as an actor. But yeah, I think with the helmet on, it also looks fantastic, and it's a good Flash. It looks like you can get him in some good running poses. Obviously, the suit and all that sort of thing, but it never worries me because you just run it under the steam on a kettle.
Yeah,
And you get rid of all the bunching and stuff. Very rarely does it actually. I know it's possibly more in humid climates, but I've never had a problem where it's stuck to itself and it's ripped or anything. It just bunches, and you just put a bit of steam on it, and it all goes back lovely. So yeah, I think it looks really good.
I love it. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And if I was going to go jump down that rabbit hole again, because even the first Flash figure was really good. But this is leaps and bounds.
I mean, that ring is absolute dog shit. It makes me laugh because Ben is taunting because Big Brader said that if he saw anyone wearing it, he'd slap him in the face. So Ben said he's going to buy it and wear the ring. and
Thing
see
is,
what
like,
happens.
the ring, when they first, in the comics, when that was all first done and that, big fucking chunky sovereign rings, like every fucker had one. So it wouldn't have looked out of place. Now, you see a 20-something or 30-something-year-old bloke wearing a sovereign ring, you go, you're either a jippo or you're just a dickhead.
Yeah.
So you kind of go,
Yeah.
you know, he'll lay tarmac as quick as you like, but
Yeah.
you just go, nah. I mean, and the thing, what annoys me about the ring is that there's no way to display it. So they give it to you. It's like when they, like with the Superman, when they give you that kryptonite
Display
key.
it on your finger, mate.
Yeah. So we just sit there like that all day going, look at it. But like, it would have been nice if just at the side of the stand or something, you just had a pole or something you could put it on.
I mean, I don't even know. Obviously, without having seen the film, I don't know what the ring's for. I mean, it's, you know,
It has his
we
suit
understand
in it.
that.
So he's had it. He's got it in the comics.
Oh, it's
so
all folded up in the middle there.
It's shrunk and folded up,
wow.
and then when he opens it up, it shoots it out, and then he gets changed into it like that, and then carries on running. Yeah,
that's okay.
Like, have you
At least
seen?
it has a purpose.
Have you seen the Flashpoint animated film?
No, I haven't. People keep saying I should, you know.
Fucking
need to watch that.
Amazing. I'll stick it on Google Drive or something. I've got
Oh
it.
yeah,
Brilliant.
definitely.
It's so good. I'll tell you, people have a go at slag DC off for their films. Their animated films are on point. Like, so much better than Marvel's animated films. They are so good.
So it's loosely what this is based on? Is it this movie, or it's a similar kind of?
Yeah. It's based on the Flashpoint comic run, and then they did the animated film, and then obviously they're doing this is kind of based on the live action. So I'm quite interested to see how it kind of plays out in live action, because I think what they're doing is, instead of it being an alternative timeline, that's how they're kind of sneaking Keaton and stuff like that in. But what I don't understand is the whole idea of it branching off in a different timeline was he goes back, stops his mum from being killed, which then branches off into this new timeline. If that's what he's done in this film, I don't get how Keaton is Batman, because he would have been Batman before that.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be a parallel universe. I mean, when you listen to the little advert on the radio, it's basically just sounds like DC's version of Multiverse of Madness from what, you know, a different. So just that Flash has caused it by going back in time and changing history, as opposed to the Doctor Strange doing the same thing for Spider-Man. So it's very similar setup. But I'm looking forward to it. I go into it with an open mind, and I think as long as I enjoy Keaton's part and think that he's cool, then I'll be happy. And anything else is a bonus, really. So.
Yeah. So look, while we're on the Flash, we got the Flash Batman. So this supposedly is meant to be Affleck, although I have a sneaking suspicion that this could, because they don't mention Affleck in any of it, so it wouldn't surprise me if this is Thomas Wayne.
Right.
So that's 250 Q3 Q4 2024, and then you have the bike as well, which is 455 at the same time, and then you can get him and the bike for 680 all out at the same time. So that picture on the right looks fucking appalling, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
Squirrel Man.
Yeah, I mean, take out all the issues with the face sculpt stuff. I just hate the suit. I think it's a mess. Seeing the pictures at the little showcase thing they've been doing recently, I don't know. Aesthetically, I just find it really off. I don't like it at all.
The thing that would... I generally don't mind the suit too bad. It's those weird little lines that it's got on it that I don't like. Because it kind of reminds me a bit of the Return suit, you know, when he fights Superman in the comics. But the comic version, so the big chunky bits of armour. Yeah. But when he's on the bike, it just looks ridiculous, and I don't like the mouth plates.
No, I'm not.
I wouldn't use any of them.
Suit, I don't like that sort of... I don't know what it like the web.
Yeah, it's that bit. I don't like it.
And also the way that the cowl or the shoulder piece is just cut off like dead. Yeah. Every other one kind of, you know, sort of flows into the cape. So yeah, I mean, I don't mind the bike, and I know Lane's thinking about getting the bike, and
the bike looks really good.
Yeah. So he's going to put his Batman Beyond. He's ordered a Batman Beyond figure as well to put on there. So
Mate, that Arkham Beyond figure, fucking mental. Looks
Yeah.
awesome. And I think they were only going for like 160 quid the other day on eBay. I was super tempted.
okay. So yeah. So that yeah. I don't mind the bike. But yeah, I'm not a fan of this look. And it'll be, obviously we'll find out who this actually is and what hopefully what the issues are and whether it's But yeah, anyway.
I'd love it if it was Thomas Wayne. Love it.
Well, that's what Ben keeps saying is he thinks Keaton's playing Thomas Wayne, but yeah, be good. Hopefully,
because in the comic, the whole premise is when he goes back and it's this alternative reality and stuff, is that it wasn't Bruce Wayne. Sorry, it wasn't Bruce Wayne's parents that died in the alley. It was Bruce Wayne. His mum goes mental and becomes the Joker, and his dad becomes Batman with the two pistols that fucking doesn't piss about like Batman in the comics and stuff, where if I kill someone, I'm just as bad as the bad guy. Thomas Wayne will kneecap you and fucking slit your throat. He is a fucking lunatic, but a badass lunatic, like really good. So yeah, I'm hoping it's like that. So, and then they also tease the load more Batman suits as well, but I can't see us getting all of these.
No, I can't see it. So we've got
potentially the three in the middle. I could see happening.
Yeah. Well, we're getting 89, and I don't know whether or not that is just the one that is already obviously available to pre-order. I can't see why it would be different. But then again, that's Hot Toys and cash grab and all that sort of thing. Evening, Ryan. Nice to see you, mate. So yeah, then you got the returns in next to him. Then you got the modern suit, which has obviously gone up for pre-order. And I'm going to say in a minute, I'm quite tempted. The more I see of it, and some of the pictures I've seen at this, I'm like, actually, I quite like it. I quite like the
which
old
one?
Keaton.
Sorry,
the modern suit with the old Keaton head sculpt. I'm
quite like
tempted. Yeah, me too.
I do quite like it.
And then on the left, we've got kind of like looks like a sort of year one, a bit more tactical kind of. There's a cape, yeah. Then you've got like a blue and grey one, which looks infinitely better than that garbage that Hot Toys has given us for the DX19 repaint. So that's quite nice. Then you've got a weird sort of butterfly man, Mothman kind of thing on the right. I know people say that it looks really cool. I'm not a fan of that one. I like the one on the right. And when you read the plates, it says something like Arctic suit or something. I mean, to me, it just looks like a sort of an armoured, it's got a massive like plate on the front. It's got some like carabiner hooks and stuff. So I suppose I get where it's it's a snow suit or something. But yeah, I don't know. I can't see it, to be honest. I don't.
I'd take the three in the middle and the two on the left all day long.
Yeah.
All day long. But they look fantastic.
Yeah, so it'd be good to get a returns reissue, and there's no reason to think we won't, as they've reissued 89 or done a 2.0. Although I don't know, they've changed a lot, to be honest. But there we are. Hashtag Jewel in the Crown.
Here he is.
So yeah, so I just put in a couple of pictures because I like it.
It just looks like Batman's walked in and seen something he has no right seeing.
I know. He's
like that photo on the right is so bolt upright. Like
he's just gonna just turn around and just walk out without saying anything. Yeah.
It's like he's walked in and he's seen Alfred giving Robin one, and he's like, oh, no, no,
yeah, nope.
Nope. Sorry. I should have knocked.
Yeah. But I like it. It's got. I mean, I don't know. We obviously don't know what the quality of the cape will be, and Hot Toys has been a bit suspect. But I kind of like, it looks good with the wide cape. There were some other really good close-up photos of the Keaton head, but I couldn't find them.
Problem is, I'd never put the Keaton head on.
Yeah.
I've never had a Batman where I've displayed it.
It's just the modern,
with the
bad fish.
the Bruce Wayne sculpt on it with the bat suit.
Yeah, I know. I
felt anything more than 5 minutes to take a couple of photos.
Yeah.
But
even with standing up, I don't know. It's sort of grown on me a bit. I quite like the suit, and I don't have I've owned both of the previous Keaton Batmans, and I've sold them on, so I don't have a Keaton in there, and I just kind of think, yeah, I might be tempted. I don't think I'll pre-order him, but I might just when he drops, just there's plenty of people, that do the old HK thing now and everything. Yeah, it might cost me 20-30 quid more than pre-ordering it, but I'm quite happy to wait and see.
I'd be tempted with the 89 Batman all over again.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be tempted with that. And I'd have to get a new cape, though, because they can't do capes.
No. Is it just me, or does this suit have, like, way more definition in the pecs and abs than the army version we just...
Yeah, but I think that's just because it's got so many fucking lines going across it. Like, it's fairly defined. But, yeah,
Yeah. No,
I like that.
It's growing on me, definitely.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. And then this is, we don't have to say a lot about this.
Absolute dog shit. So, this is the Warner Brothers 100 Bale Batman. If you want to spend 320 on this, then you need your fucking head looked at. This is out Q3, Q4 this year. It just... No. Just no. I like the stand. The stand's pretty cool, but...
That's the only
like
bit
anything
I've said. That's the only bit I want. I want the bats. If anybody buys this and they don't want the bats, I'll take them off your hands because I want to put them with my caustic plastic Bela Lugosi Dracula. They'll look cool because you can't really get any decent 1/6 bats. And interesting, I read someone said that they were the same ones as the Morbius figure, so I've tried to track those down. I don't think they sold any. I don't think anybody bought Morbius, so nobody's parted him out. You know,
I don't see any on eBay. I don't see if you just randomly search like Hot Toys, you normally find shit. But I've not seen it in anyone's collection. I've not seen.
I don't think anyone bought it.
No,
so it'd be nice if
Hot Toys put out for pre-order was like.
Yeah, so
no one's
if Sideshow want to stick it on there for 50 quid, I'll take one just for the.
They did an Atari ET with it. There's just a desert somewhere with like a load of them just buried.
Those poor bats would look great in people's horror collections, but they'll never see the light of day. He's not out yet.
It's not out yet. I thought he was. Yeah. I mean, still, fast forward to when it's out. No cunt's buying that.
Well, exactly.
It ain't happening.
Oh well, we've just forgotten about him so badly that I thought he was out, but
he come and gone.
Maybe not. But this is a travesty. As others have said, it's a comic book look for the least comic book Batman. The most technical, realistic, real-life Batman.
I honestly would have thought if Hot Toys were going to do any kind of concept or celebrationary thing, people have done really good, like Joker Batman for this figure, and they normally look pretty good. I would have said that would have been a way better choice, and they wouldn't have even had to give you, the head sculpt, like kind of like the Imposter Batman, like they did for BVS. Like they could have done that for this, and I know people who have done it, and they always look fantastic. That would have been a way better choice. But this just, I don't like the shiny blue head on it.
That's,
it just,
that's really
it just
weird.
doesn't look good.
It's shiny,
And the problem is, like, because I used to collect loads of Batman stuff, and I used to collect loads of Dark Knight stuff, and I think the only Batman I probably haven't had is like the 66. I've had pretty much every other Batman going. And some of the new Arkham ones I haven't had. But this one's a fucking midget as well. So you put him on the shelf next to other stuff, and he's so much smaller. And he already stands out purely from the fact he's quite tiny, let alone if he's fucking painted his shit blue.
And this is based on the DX19. Is that still short then?
Same size, yeah. Yeah, he's still short. When I see it in photos,
why didn't they sort that out from the DX12? That was, why didn't they make?
Well, I think because Bale is out of all the Batman, he's quite
Okay.
short compared to all the others. Everyone else who's played Batman have always been quite tall. But it's just not great. And then they did Wonder Woman as well,
which is better
because they didn't fuck around with it. They've not tried.
Exactly. Yeah.
Honestly, I looked at this when I was looking to get the prices and stuff. So this is 320 quid and it's out end of the year. When I looked on Sideshow and a few other places, and I must have gone past this about 4 times because I just thought it was a Wonder Woman that had already been out before. Because I was like, because to begin with, I didn't even realise that was actual proper hair.
Yeah.
I thought it was just rooted. And I was like,
Sculptors.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought it was sculpted. I didn't realise it was actual rooted hair. And so I just breezed past it, and I was like, And then when I've realised it was this one, I was like, oh, hang on. So what the fuck's any different? Like, what? This looks like the first Wonder Woman I had, just with a better head. I mean, don't get me wrong, the head sculpt does look fantastic.
Yeah.
But I've heard some fucking nonsense about this as well. Like, people going, well, you know, in art, do special things with their rooted head sculpts to make sure you get it pristine. Hot Toys have done figures with hair before, and they've done fuck all to protect it. So what makes you think they're suddenly going to do it because are doing it now? Like, have a day off. They're just going to chuck it in the box, and then everyone's going to have to fuck about with it for ages.
Yeah,
like,
that's the problem.
They don't give a shit. They're just going to throw it in there.
Yeah, I mean, styled like this, it looks great on the left, on the right. But how many people?
He's going to come out of the box like a bag of shit.
It will be. Like she's been.
He's
going to
be all over the place. Yeah, exactly.
And then people will be, you know, just making all kinds of messes with it as well.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I like it. I think. I mean, that BVS one was mine, wasn't it? And you bought it from me and then moved it on. So we both sort of had one in hand, and it was okay. The thing that pissed me off with it, and it's probably no different, is the hands just kept coming off.
Oh yeah.
Because those gauntlets would push them down, and they were just flat, weren't they? There was no overhang or anything. And they were like soft hands as well.
Yeah.
And they just sort of ping off all the time.
They never learn from Thyssen. Thyssen have the pegs inbuilt into the structure of the body.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Job done. That's all they need to do. And then that's all they had to do with that, and that's all they really need to do with their seamless bodies. But they don't. They make you peg the hand into it, and then you've got all this pressure pushing down.
Yeah.
Constantly, they just clips them off. Like it's just such a bad design.
That was the most annoying thing. But I mean, you know, saying that, if I wanted a Wonder Woman in my collection, then this is the best one. I think. I mean, there's arguments about which suits better. Should it be brighter? Should it be darker? All that sort of thing. But you know, this isn't from a specific film. It's an idealised version. So again, if I was suddenly back into wanting to collect like a DC Justice League, this is the one I go for.
Yeah.
You know.
100%. I mean, her costume doesn't really change, does it?
No, not a lot. No, so just whether it's more muted or brighter or stuff like that. But I like the head sculpts. I like the hair if you can get it right. But yeah, again, it's very limited. It was a 300.
Yeah, and the way they ran it just sounded like an absolute clusterfuck as well. Like,
yeah.
Just no. The thing is, when they do that type of shit, I'm very much like, no, I don't care what it is. I'm not putting up with that bollocks. I'm a lazy fucker. I'm not doing fuck all.
No.
I'll put an email in. Not a problem. You can just let me know if I've won or not, and I get to buy it.
Yeah.
It makes it a lottery to be able to buy a figure. Fuck off, prick! I'm giving you my money. Like what?
Yeah,
the fuck?
exactly. Yeah, no, it's just like it's not worth the grief because I think it's one of those things where if you go to try and get it, you're probably going to be disappointed. Whereas if it's something that you just, you know, I'll put one in. Oh, okay, I got it. Or, you know, or you pick one up later on. It's not great.
No,
it's not a great way to do stuff. And, you
know. Nope. So next we have Juice Girl, Green Witch.
No, we got Nebula first.
Sorry. So I skipped. That was my fault.
That's all right.
Nebula, 240 out Q3 to Q4 2024. I've not seen Volume 3 yet, so I don't know what these weird ribbed penises she has coming out of her arms.
I was thinking she's got like a giant fleshlight on her left arm.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean it's I mean I've seen the movie. It's a good movie. She basically there's a battle and she has all these sort of I don't know if she was meant to have them before, but there's sort of upgrades where she can morph her body into different things. So I think that's meant to be some sort of canon. I think she's got these wings that come out, and obviously there's a couple of other different arms. So objectively, it looks like how it was on screen, and obviously from that scene, I think it looks good. The head sculpt's good. They've always been pretty
the head
strong.
sculpt looks fantastic.
Yeah,
like
they're Nebulas. And
because they don't have to fuck around with hair.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you know, they've got her. You know, it does look like Karen Gillan, but obviously because of the nature of like the her being a robot, or whatever, it's easier to get that to get that right sort of thing. But no, it looks good. And obviously, if you're looking to put together your Guardians team, it's another one of the gang. Just waiting on Drax, aren't we? Drax and Mantis, I think.
Yes, yeah. The Christmas Mantis that comes out like in summer.
Yeah, exactly. Drax is the big one because obviously they never released the second one that they solicited, so you're stuck with the original version, which is a bit janky. So yeah, that's the one people are waiting for. Probably before they kind of jump on these. The one we're going to see next. It's probably less likely to be coming out from Hot Toys because of just like the nature of her. She's not the original Gamora. She's the alternate reality one from the whole Endgame thing. So but no, I mean this looks good, and I think if you want your Guardians,
it looks pretty good. I can't really complain about it. Like it looks fine. Like I said, because I'm so done with Marvel, I can look at it and go, yeah, I like that. That looks all right.
Well, it's quite nice in a way because you think, it looks good, it's a nice figure, but I don't need to worry about it because I don't collect that line anymore.
Exactly.
And that's what you need, isn't it? You need to be like, I know everyone says it, but it's, Shane says it a lot, like say Clone Wars and stuff. It's nice to have the things that you want to collect and ones that you can just rule them out completely, that you're not even, I might be tempted. Because it saves a lot of heartache and bankruptcy basically. So yeah.
Cool. So now it's Juice Girl.
Yeah.
160 at Q1 2024. Everything's good about this apart from the hair.
Yeah.
I don't think the sculpt's too bad. It's not the best thing I've ever seen in my life, but it's not terrible.
Do you reckon it's a recast of the Hot Toys?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it does. It's just lost a little bit in in the process.
Yeah, it's a bit too soft.
Yeah,
The hair just doesn't. It's that cheap dolly hair that kind of makes you go.
Definitely. It's not the Wonder Woman hair.
And as Andy pointed out, the best placement of a decal on a stand ever.
Yeah, I know. I pointed it out on Ben's show on Sunday. It is hilarious. It's coming out of her forehead.
Yeah.
Like one of those like parasitic worms.
I mean, even if the post didn't land there, you're effectively making the figure stand on its own face.
Yeah, I know. It's always weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't get it.
And I know Hot Toys did do that, I think, with some of their Guardian stuff. It's a bit odd, but yeah, that one it's just very unfortunate. Just make the head a little bit smaller and pull it down a bit.
Just stick the logo on or something.
The post isn't coming straight out of her head. It looks okay. Again, I don't know if we'll get a Gamora from the third movie, just because she's not technically a Guardian anymore. But it's okay. It's okay, this one. But yeah, so the hair is going to look worse than that. It will look like she's put her fingers in the electric socket, and you're going to have to do some real work to kind of get it even looking half decent.
You got to be a fucking magician to get that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I've got the Chosen one, the Anakin one, and I just stripped that hair straight off. I've done a rehair. It's not perfect, but it's better. And I got the hood up, and then you can only see like little bits of it. But the hair on that was absolutely shocking. And this will be the same stuff, like shiny as fuck, horrible. There's nothing you can do with it. I've seen people like put like half a tub of gel in it, and it still looks terrible. So
it's cheap. It's cheap like Barbie hair. Like it's never gonna. It's never gonna look good, is it?
No. You got to go with the Tibetan lamb's wool, which is obviously what Hot Toys are going with and what In Art use. But yeah. So, talking of In Art, we have the man. So
Sir Bobby Gandalf.
Yeah. So In Art. I mean, it seems like old news now because we've not been on for a few weeks. But I think as I'm getting this figure, I definitely want to talk about it on our show. So some supposedly production photos of the In Art Gandalf the Grey. So it's a rare one where there's just one version. It's all rooted. There's no sculpted hair version.
Yeah, you can't really do it any different with.
You
with
can't. And I like that. The fact that there was no like, oh, do I do this, or no 2-pack or anything like.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one from The Hobbit and one from Lord of the Rings, and they're just ever so slightly different. You know, they haven't put it behind a paywall this time, and that's not to say it's cheap. It's still £400. But yeah, I've got this on order. I didn't originally have him, but then when Aragorn dropped, and I pre-ordered that with Kit, and then Kit said, "Oh, we can open up some more pre-orders for Gandalf." I was like, "Fuck it, man, you got me." And there were things about it that I wasn't too happy about. Not necessarily the same things that the Oxfather Zach would say about, you know, not having the pattern on the trousers and not having bits and pieces. To me, I've got. You've got the sideshow. I've had the sideshow. I've got an Asmus. For me, the head sculpt is the thing that is really going to make the difference. I can I understand what Zach's saying about we're paying that much money. You know, even if you can't see the pattern on the trousers, it should be on there. I completely understand, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. And for me, this head sculpt is £300 of that £400. You know, the rest of it, if I want, I've got an Asmus, a sideshow that I can strip it out and go, right, okay, I'll put the trousers from the Asmus on, and you know, so and I shouldn't have to, and like, you know, if the sword's better, I'll give him the Asmus sword. So you know, but what do you think of the head sculpt? I think it looks great.
I love it. I think it's fantastic. And I think, like, you know, you can have bits and pieces missing that you don't see. Yeah. And even with all of that not there, if you had all of the Gandalf figures that have ever been shoved on a shelf, this would stand out leaps and bounds above the rest. So you kind of go, it's annoying that there's some bits that aren't there that should be there, but I'm fine. I can live with it.
Exactly. You know? And the reality is that those trousers, pants, as our American chums would like to call them. All right, we'll see them in a minute when the figures are lying on like flat on the desk. But to be fair, everyone that I've had, like Asmus or Sideshow, when he's standing up, he might as well not have any trousers, or you cannot see them at all. Yeah, you barely see the ends of his feet. So yes, it should be there. We're paying a premium and everything, but I'm not really bothered about that bit. To me, now this head sculpt, and they've made the beard longer. You know, people say, "Oh, it could still be longer," but yeah, okay, it could. But I think, and obviously the bottom of that's pushing up a little bit. On that weird mirrored base. So, you know, it is a bit longer than it looks there, and I just think it looks absolutely bloody fantastic. And I like the fact that these are stills taken from a video, and they had like 20 heads, and they were picking different ones. So it wasn't just like this one that they'd made look
that's
amazing. Absolutely
perfect. Yeah. These are
they were all the same, and I like that. That was a very honest kind of, like, this is production. We're not pulling
the wool over your eyes.
Yeah, exactly, and I like that. So this is the one with the outfits, and again, you know, people have said, "Oh, well, the robes are too short," but I just don't think until it's standing up, that could all be rucked up at the back, or the belt's pulling it up.
Look at the middle ones. So right, they it looks short. But look at the others. Look at the ones on the bottom row and the top row, and you kind of go, well, they're all different. Like it's probably just the way they're laying. Like
it doesn't concern me. I don't think the robes are going to be too short.
No, I think it's just nitpicking for the sake of nitpicking. If I'm honest.
And I think to me, the quality of the materials is probably more important than whether it's got the. And to be honest, if you look at those Gandalf trousers, I showed my mate was here the other week, and we were watching the Collecting Weekly, and I showed him the Sideshow trousers, and they're like something that a hippie would wear, you know. Yeah. They're not really like people go, really? Okay. So they're a bit odd anyway. So, yeah, that doesn't bother me. I think the material, if the material is like really good quality and it drapes well, it hangs well, that's the important thing for me. And you say you don't see those trousers anyway. No. The hat's probably going to be the weakest bit of it, I think, because it's very difficult to get that hat looking right in material. And, you know, Sideshow realised that, and their hat was sculpted.
Their hat's by far the best, I think.
It is. Asmus tried it with the material. They ended up sending out the moulded one. much better. I've got a custom one that Zach put me onto a while back. Some guy in Mexico, and I actually quite like it, but I still had to do a bit of work with it. Yeah, and I had to put some stitches in, like they've got here, to make it.
Yeah.
But it's not. That's the weakest bit for me at the moment, and I don't mind because I've got a spare, either the Sideshow or the Asmus. So I can, I've got, again, I'm fortunate enough that I've got options. I can swap out and kind of make the ultimate. And to be honest, this one I'll probably display without the hat. I want to do it as the you shall not pass, because the other one I've got the hat on. So I think it's a non-issue for me. But that might need a bit of work. And then we've obviously other pictures, the staffs. We can see the two staffs, the original one that he has in Hobbiton, and then the Moria staff with the crystal in. I don't know if it's going to light up. They've never solicited it as having lighting up. I know Justin said a while when he had that prototype that they were going to light it up, but I don't know. That might be something they drop on us, nearer the time.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
It doesn't bother me because it's easy enough to do. I've done it on my other one. You can get small enough LEDs and stuff to do that. Base looks okay. It's a lump of rock. It's fine.
Yeah.
Swords look okay. Die casts. Zach thinks they look a little bit soft compared to the ones that have come before, like the Asmus one and stuff. That might just be that they need to just... They're not quite the final one. And again, there's other ones out there. If you're that bothered.
Yeah, you've got options, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. Again, the hands look really good, really good. Old hands, liver spots, scuffed knuckles, dirt in the fingernails and everything. They look really good. And obviously they're going to be magnetic, so there's that always that debate about how will they hold the sword, the staff. Will they work? Will they be strong enough to
I don't think they're going to fall. I don't think they're going to come off.
But they might twist. Or...
yeah, it's more twisting with magnets.
Yeah. I'm really excited for it. It'll be my first in art, and I was very much that I wouldn't pre-order anything until I saw the Joker. What did it actually look like? And I think general consensus, it was 90% of what was listed, which is pretty good for that sort of quality. I'm excited, and it might be the next month or so this comes out. I mean, I might be quite a way down because I pre-ordered that second batch. I'm probably quite a way back because I know that some people still haven't got their Jokers. But then,
mate, I still haven't got my Bateman, and I've been fucking paid for that like a month ago.
Jesus, man, you've been tapping up bloody Andy and saying, "Fuck, man."
I wish I just ordered it direct.
Oh, that's right, because you didn't. Yeah,
I ordered it with a UK retailer, and
right.
I don't know why I fucking bother anymore. The
the
thing is, it's not him. It's not the retailer. It's just 6 scale stuff in general. Like it's far too complicated to buy shit. It shouldn't be this hard.
Buy new shit. Really shouldn't. That's why we like buying stuff off eBay or Facebook, because it's just instant. I know what you mean. So I will hopefully this will come out soon, and I'll have it by the end of the year. I can wait. I've got a Gandalf in my collection, so it's not like I desperately need him, but I do really want to see what the fuss is all about. So really cool. And go on. Last one.
They've teased Superman. They've teased a Cavill Superman. I must admit, this got me interested. Yeah, because Superman is a figure you could just have one of all day long, and I think. Because I was never like... For me, my Superman has always been Dean Cain. Because he's the one I watched when I was a kid. For me, I think of Superman, I think of Lois and Clark, and Dean Cain. Yeah. I think he's my Superman, then Cavill, and then, oddly enough, it's the one off the new Lois and Clark TV show. I think he makes a fucking fantastic Superman. Really good. Yeah, he's pretty good. So, this I would be tempted by. Yeah. Because I think you can just have a one-shot Superman. I'm not really bothered about a Batman. a Batman to go with it. But
No. So
I've
this
been
is
tempted
the
by this.
BVS version, we believe. Yeah. So because of that, I think because of that logo, obviously did you own? Have you owned any of the Hot Toys ones, Man of Steel or
I've
BVS
I've owned the Man of Steel,
Yeah.
and I've repainted probably about 4 BVS Supermen
to
into
black
the
ones.
black suits.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're good figures. I think the Man of Steel is probably my favourite, but they're rare as rocking
Yeah.
shit now because
I owned that once. I did have that once. Yeah.
you honestly you get that and you get a custom cape on it and the new trim.
Yeah, I had a custom cape on mine. Yeah, it was very
fucking
nice.
By far the best Superman going.
Yeah.
Like it
So
just is brilliant.
It's funny because I'm kind of completely different to you because I'm that bit older. Christopher Reeve for me, hands down. We'll forget about the 4th movie because that was an absolute tragedy. But yeah, Christopher Reeve for me was 3's okay. 3's always good fun. It's Richard Pryor. Yeah. It's a bit of a laugh and everything. But 1 and 2, fantastic. And for me, it will always be Reeve. And obviously, the tragic story behind his kind of later life as well is always going to, So if they'd announced a Christopher Reeve, I'd be losing my shit right now because they could do an amazing job, just on the tailoring and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I know people rave about the Hot Toys one, but it's not as perfect as people think. It's an old figure, it's not.
It very much shows its age.
Definitely. So I think and I've just seen that. And we don't do statues, but J&D Studios are bringing out a 3rd scale. And it looks amazing, and it's all sculpted, but it looks like material. It's incredible. I mean, the cape is soft goods. So I think for me, if this had been Christopher Reeve, I'd be just so it's quite nice because I can go again. I can admire this, and I'm sure they'll absolutely smash it. And if they can do that, the rooted hair and get the curl and everything, it'll look brilliant. Because I quite liked Brandon Routh as well.
He was good.
So, but yeah, it's. I mean, obviously they did say when they put out their original list that this guy was on there. There isn't a Batman listed, is there? So,
No.
I mean, there's plenty of options there, but that's not to say that they won't at some point. But I think they could do a really good job on this.
I think so.
Because this was like the rubberized suit, wasn't it? And it had and it was all tiny little symbols, all S symbols on it. So, it'd be it's a new challenge for them, I suppose, because everything else they've done so far has been like cloth goods. I mean, it's probably the Batman's got some sort of more rubbery kind of bits and pieces on it. The Patterson one, but I know a lot of people are excited about this. So, could be the it will definitely be the definitive Cavill Superman to own.
Definitely
when it comes out. But what are we, probably 2 years? Because they when they first came out, they were sort of saying, it's going to be 9 months from solicitation to and obviously they've kind of I think realised that that's not really
a bit optimistic.
Doable. Yeah. So they inevitably the wait times are going to sort of move more towards what we're used to with Hot Toys. But that's fine as long as you get a great product that you've paid a lot of money for. Then you can afford to wait. I think a bit longer. But
exactly. So that was pretty much everything that had released and come up. So let's have a look at what you've been working on.
Custom Corner.
Well, I can't take credit for 3 of these photos on here, but I thought I just got these photos back from Mark Simpson today. Awesome UK painter. But I've been ever since former host and always a brother of OFAC, Steve Ewer, way back in the day with the V1 Inigo Indy 1/6 sculpt, and he put me onto it, and then I said, who do I get to paint it? And he was like, oh, Mark Simpson and everything. And since then, Mark's been my go-to guy. So this started off with the indie on the right is quarter scale. So it's going to go on my premium format one. So I've got a very interesting job coming up where I've got to saw the head off of that because it's obviously like polished stone or whatever, and install this, and probably have to do a bit of like air drying clay to kind of smooth the neck out and stuff. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. I'm a little bit scared.
Use a Dremel with a rotary blade.
Yes. Yeah, and on a really low speed, just
cut down and around.
Yeah. It's about getting the angle right, I think, because obviously I want to leave as little like gaps as possible. But I think can fill them in with a little bit of air drying clay and smooth it off, so it shouldn't be too bad. So this is the modified MJ Choi sculpt, and I think it's an Inigo hat. So there's a guy called Paul Sagers, and he can do these at any scale and stuff like that. And I saw someone else.
Take it he's got a scanner then, and he just scans the original and blows it out.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd seen someone else get a paint up from Mark, and I was like, do you know what? Yeah, I think it's time to get bring that premium format up to speed. So that one, and then this is the Will Miller Han Solo sculpt in the middle. My painting effort is the one on the left. Now, Ian will know that there's been a few issues with some leaking resin on these. This is, I don't know of any issues with the one that Mark's had. He hasn't reported them, and obviously we'll see over time. The one I painted did have it, and so I wasn't happy with the original paint job anyway. So I just stripped it all down, and I haven't had any more leakage come out of it, and I did repaint it. It's passable, but it's not.
What did he say when did you message him and say?
Yeah, he's sending me 2 new ones from moulds now. He's got moulds, so he reckoned that they wouldn't it wouldn't explode or anything. But I said, well, to be honest,
wouldn't want to risk it.
I would. Yeah, I'd rather have the replace. So yeah, he's been brilliant. He's sent those out today. So. Yeah. I mean, hopefully the one that Mark's done won't, because obviously
as long as there's no air pockets in there, then it shouldn't be. It's very rare for them just to leak. Normally they burst open.
Yes, yeah.
So unless it's a tiny little, bubble.
Yeah. And then obviously funny that we're talking about Christopher Reeve.
That looks fantastic. That Reeve, out of all of it, that's by far
I know, and that was just a real. I think somebody just posted it up on the. I've got no idea who the sculptor is or anything. It was just on one of the buy and sell groups, and someone was like, "Oh, I'll pick this up. I'm not going to do anything with it. 40 quid." And I was like, "That's a fucking good sculpt." And I think I'd seen it before somewhere, and I'm like, "Right, I'm having that," because I've got a Reeve Super, not the Hot Toys one. I've got a custom. I think it was. Is it? Thales something or other that does a lot of suits.
Yeah.
So it's a custom made suit. It's got real leather boots and stuff like that. So it's quite nice. I've got it on a Thyssen M34, and I've got a knockoff Hot Toys head, which is okay. And it's as but it again, it's an old. Yeah, exactly. So I saw this and I was like, yeah. And so I messaged Mark and said, right, there's another sculpt coming your way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited about that one, to be honest.
Looks really good.
Yeah, the Esco was a separate piece that keys in, so it makes it easier to paint and everything. But yeah, that's going to look really good, that one. So that one and the Indie, and the Han will obviously replace this one, obviously got some more coming in, so we'll see what we do with those. But it is a really, really good sculpt, the Han one.
If you move on any of the replacement ones, I wouldn't mind having one.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know you said you fancied painting one up, so I'll let you know.
Now I know he's moulded them and hasn't printed them. I'll
I think I got the early ones. And obviously he's created the moulds now.
And that's the only downside with printing stuff, is that if you do have a air bubble or a gap or because sometimes you just get a gap in the file. And resin gets trapped in there, and then game over. It just leaks and splits.
Yeah.
And if you, like I said, you were lucky not to get any of the resin on the clothing because
it was really like just show it. It's weird because I kept going, well, I've painted that. What's going on? Put some more paint on, and then it came back, and then it was only like I was like, okay, let's have, and it wasn't really running. I kind of teased it out to show that obviously it was like running liquid kind of thing. So that's my like the recent hand that I picked up. Sold the Hot Toys head sculpt, and so I've got a little Death Star Escape little 4 there. But it's a very nice like a New Hope sculpt because it's a bit younger. It's good for that. But I am really excited to see this the Christopher Reeve, and also like I've never had a quarter scale paint job from Mark, and you could just see from there like just the additional detail in it. It's going to look fantastic.
You've got so much more real estate on a quarter scale to be able to really like.
So I just hope I could
really
do a decent job of transplanting the head onto the premium format. But
if you cut it off nice and clean, I might even have the quarter scale old head sculpt.
Okay.
Just because of fancy paint.
No worries. Yeah, I mean, and to be honest, it's not a bad sculpt. It's a Trevor Grove one, and he's always been quite good at capturing Ford's likeness. It's an older sculpt, and you can tell that, but I think with a decent paint job, I mean, I sort of touched it up a bit, like with the beard and everything, but I didn't do a proper repaint. I think he could make it look quite a bit. Yeah, I'll see how that comes off. But yeah, so the actually only bit of work for me was the hand, which isn't bad actually, and I'm still practicing. So it was good to have as a as a little test mule really. So at the end of the day, if it is bin, that's fine. And as I say, I've got some, I'm kind of hand head rich at the moment. So
you've got a fair few.
I just don't know. Because I've got a lot of hands, a lot of indies. I just tend to pick them up, and then it's like, right, okay. So I've got an extra one. So do I get rid of one, or do I make another version of him?
Yeah.
And I got this hand in, and I wasn't intending on keeping him. And I'm like, he comes with a Stormtrooper belt, and the other hand is in the Falcon, so I don't really see him very often. So I was like, no, fuck it, I'm going to do it.
The thing is with that New Hope hand as well, is that those trousers, that's back when Hot Toys actually made the trousers out of like proper like cotton and stuff.
Oh
so
yeah, you said
you can dye those brown.
Yeah.
Whereas the Solo trousers, which would have been perfect for Empire and Return of the Jedi, won't dye because they're synthetic, and even synthetic dye doesn't touch them.
No.
So so they're like quite sought after because they're perfect. You can dye them and they go straight away, and all you have to do is paint the red bits yellow.
Yeah, and what's funny with this, just with this hand, so I bought it with the view of selling the body it comes with, because people like that's the one that people want for their indies, and it's funny because I put it up for sale and like nobody was really going for it, so I'd swapped him out to I think it's a World Box body, and some of their recent ones are really good. I think I'd used one for an indie, so I put him on that. And then the hand body wasn't selling, so I thought, well, I'll put the stuff back on the hand body, and actually, the clothing fits better on this World Box. I think it was the hand body was a bit too big. Everything was a bit too stretched on it. With this one, there's a little bit slimmer. And I actually liked the fit of the clothes a lot better. So, and then somebody said to me, then someone messaged me and said, "Oh, you had a hand body. I'll give you 80 quid for it." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, you can have it." And I think it looks better on this. And all I've done there is just put a couple of stitches in the waistcoat to keep it like it's in motion kind of thing.
If I'm honest, I think a lot of the is it J&X bodies are pretty good. They're pretty good as well.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be paying...
JX01.
That's it, sorry,
that's it,
I wouldn't be paying silly money for Hot Toys bodies
No,
anymore,
and the World Box ones are really good, and they're only like 20, 25 quid, and you can get the seamless wrists if you want as well, and so, that's good. Going the wrong way. Film and TV, I don't know if you've been watching anything, I haven't really. I'm seeing The Flash on Saturday.
I already binged the new series of Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah, I watched that. Yeah, it was good.
Really good. Love
Yeah.
love a bit of Rick and Morty.
I do as well.
Other than that, I've not really watched anything.
No, no.
No.
I rewatched the Mario film and
Yeah, I
enjoyed
did
it
as
a
well.
lot more. Enjoyed it a lot
Yeah.
more than in the cinema.
Yeah, same here.
Rewatched Dungeons and Dragons. Enjoyed that again. I've got a few things to watch because Amazon's now got Creed 3. I want to watch that.
Yeah, so I've been going through. I think I'm on Rocky 4. I
Yeah.
think I need to finish that off.
Yeah, I got all the way through to Creed 2, so I was just waiting for Creed 3, and now it's free on Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I've got seeing the Flash Saturday. I've booked tickets for me and the boy to see Indy on the 30th, I think, the Saturday. I'm cautiously optimistic about that. I've come to terms with Crystal Skull. I don't think it's that bad, and I've got a nice little fan edit that cuts out pretty much all of Shia LaBeouf where it can. So and all the goofy CGI shit. So that's a better movie. And again,
I'm loving fan edits. So
I know.
I downloaded a fan edit of Obi-Wan where they've turned it
series,
into a 2.5 hour film.
Oh, nice.
It's 17 gig, but for some weird reason, it works fine on my laptop. As soon as I copy it to a thumb drive, it's just unrecognizable. It doesn't want to know.
Oh, so you can only watch
it keeps saying it's an unsupported file type, which is bollocks. It might just be the drive I'm using, so I need to figure it out at the weekend.
Okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah, but it's a really good cut. Where he sorted out some of the pacing issues. Now I think he's going to do a book of Bobba Fett as well.
Okay, it's really good. Like that M4 Hobbit cut was fantastic. Because I just found those quite unwatchable. I couldn't ever see myself sitting down watching the Hobbit trilogy again, like 12 hours of it.
Yeah.
But to drop it down to a 4-hour movie, it was great. So for Indy, I think again, as long as I'm happy with like Harrison's performance in it, and I'll get a kick out of it. And it doesn't have to be the world's best movie. I think I'll enjoy that. And then I think the week after that is Mission Impossible, which has just gone up for sale, so might get some tickets for that. So there's a lot of stuff coming, but yeah, not since I saw what did I go and see? What's the last thing I saw? Yeah, probably Mario, I think. So
we went to see How to Train Your Dragon at the cinema because it was on Movies for Juniors.
Oh, like
the week.
The cheapo ones, yeah.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed it because I really like those films in a way.
They are good. They are good.
And watching it again at the cinema was quite good. So
yeah.
But I've not really watched a lot of films.
No,
just not. I think a new series of Human Resources is on as well, so I'm watching that.
Right.
That's the spin-off from Big Mouth. So
okay. Oh yeah, I've seen that on there. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really good.
Fubar I've been watching.
I've watched the first 3 episodes, I think.
Yeah,
that's been pretty good.
5, I think I need to finish that. That's been good. And the Arnie documentary was pretty good. The 3-part Arnold.
Yeah. I want to watch the Stallone one. There's one on Paramount about Stallone.
Oh, is there? Oh, okay.
And I've seen clips, but I just can't bring myself to do it because his daughter sounds exactly the same as him.
Yeah, and his mum did
really
before
weird.
him as well.
Yeah. So she's sitting there going, and I'm like, the fuck? That voice shouldn't be coming out of you. Like, nah.
No. Yeah, the Arnold one, definitely worth a go.
Yeah.
Because I just love the man, and he's just really, just sit and listen to him all day. And he's quite funny, and he's got donkeys and stuff roaming around his house and that. So, that's it's like a 3-part. So the first part is bodybuilding, second part is movie career, and then it goes into like the his political career, which to me was the least interesting of the 3.
Yeah.
But he's very charismatic. I do like him. So that's probably. So I probably have watched more than I could think of. But yeah, Rick and Morty was really good.
Yeah, it was. It was. Cool beans.
Okay,
so I think we're pretty much there, aren't we, mate?
Yeah, that's it for the content. So it's time of the show to thank our wonderful Patreonies. We've got Ian Seaby, René Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, Equan, Chris Valencerina, Ben Thomas, Chris Leddy, David Jones, Sam Gist, Daminator, Joel Brader, Thomas Clark, Eric Switzer, Six Guns Figs, Bearfish, Toy Cartel, Danny Lee, Dini Martin, Stephen Crep, Big Fern, Susan Mariquin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Bobonsky, Rick De Gregorio, John the Everyday Collector, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Asusina, The Illustrious Rainer, Alid Morgan, Sakathri Wah, Derek Bezasinski, Aris Portillo, Mark Randolph, Alvin J, Jazz Carroll, Joe Ridley, Pablo Mazer, D-Rock, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Don Madon, Jimmy James, Stephen Purchase, Sean Yachi, Scott Bradley, Stephen Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Louis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi Judgmental, and Brenton Palmer. Thank you all very, very much. If you're not already a Patreon and you want to join, we've got Hot Seat, $5 a month. Show your support for the Empire, so you get digital copies of the stickers and access to Ox After Dark replay, as well as the Patreon chat, which I understand is wild. So let's put a link to the Patreon there. Sweet Angel is $7.50, gets you a physical sticker, as well as the previous benefits. Certified Crispy gets you a Certified Crispy certificate on first pledge, and the stickers and what have you. And then the $25 Water Guy gets you doubles of the stickers, so you can send them to your friends and family. And the Water Guy exclusive Pog Deluxe set. I assume they've still got some left. I don't know otherwise. I'm
not sure.
Yeah, and includes Discord benefits. I assume that's some sort of sexual deviance type thing. I don't really know about that.
We're too old for that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
we don't know.
So you can get your Discords and all that as well.
Yeah.
So,
with your internets and all of that.
The Discord, yeah.
The Discord.
Put a the in the front makes you sound like really old and
yeah.
So the May-June Patreon benefits are the Question of the Week sticker and the Spooniverse sticker sheet. You can also support us by becoming a YouTube channel member. So we've got Absolute Irwin, Alvin J, Andre, Andrew IB, Andrew Gibo, Benjamin Hanson, Big Old Fern, Blurred, Dad Life, Bob Dylan, CC3PO, Chris V, Cram, CT603, DJ, Deminator, Dante's Boneyard, Eclectic Collector, Equan, Fat Batman, Gare Bear, Gotham Cenobites. And it's funny because everyone goes to Cenobites. Everyone knows they're the guys from Hellraiser, yeah? The evil weirdies from Hellraiser, they're the Cenobites.
Is that the one?
Yeah.
I think I know the one. Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, like the Pinhead. He's a Cenobite.
Yeah.
And there's different ones. Chatterman or whatever he is with the... Yeah. Jake, Just Another Friday Night, Justice Sports Card, KJ Smith, LV Avengers 702, Mark Pearson, Money Mendez, Mr. Mum Collectibles, Knight, OG Fan, OMFG Rick, Shane, You Beautiful Man, 16-Figure Focus, Paul Schreiber, Philip the Fool, S-Beam, Sam Gist, Slifer, SpongeBob Squareballs, Sunnyvale Russ, The Ben Thomas Show, Toy Cartel, and Zeke. Again, thanks very much for your support. If you're already a Patreon, you can become a YouTube channel member for just 99 cents a month. Gets you loyalty badges, emojis, and member shout-outs on the show. And some of you beautiful angels are on both lists. So love to see it. And if you're not a Patreon but you still want to become a YouTube channel member, you can do so. You can join the Peanut Gallery for $2.99. You get all the perks from previous levels and obviously member shout-outs on the show. We have the T Public. So if you want some merch for OFAC, or this is the celebration one we made for Star Wars Celebration, which was seems like a very long time ago.
It does seem like ages ago. It was only like a month ago. It wasn't long.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's crazy. But there's stuff from all the different shows. So yeah, if you want to, we get a little bit of a kickback off of those. So feel free to go and have a look on there. And that'd be it. We've got a new slide now because I think the one with the faces on. We've had some people leave. We've got some new people in and everything. So So I'll leave it in your capable hands, sir.
Yeah. So we've got Collecting Weekly Live Unboxing because we couldn't think of a longer name. So that's people with fancy gloves tape. Opening
it's
boxes.
The rule of 4. You can have 4 words, and that is it.
Exactly. That's it. We've got Question of the Week.
4 words. Yep.
4 words again. The reissue, bucking the trend with 2. Small Talk, the itty bitty side of life. Collecting Weekly Live, the mothership. which we must swear allegiance to.
Yeah.
The Jewel in the Crown, the reason why we're here, us. After Dark, which is the seedier side of collecting.
Yep.
Live and Let Dice, which is where all the virgins hang out. Bricks and Brews, which is, again, people who need to get laid, drinking and playing with Lego. And then Ox PD, which, again, is people who need to get laid, pretending they're police on Grand Theft Auto. So, yeah.
Brilliant show, though. Love it.
Yeah, I mean, it is good. I do. I've watched it, and it's pretty funny. But yeah, this is us. This is the network. You know, a bunch. You know, a great bunch of guys. It's actually genuinely a pleasure to be part of it because
Definitely, most definitely.
yeah.
So
well worth having a look.
Subscribe. Check out some of the other shows. Yeah, they're all great, and there's something for everyone in there. So yeah, definitely.
Cool. So look, that's it. We're done. We're sorted.
Yeah.
Back after 3 weeks and done in under 2 hours. Eh? That's what we like.
Yeah, I know. Pretty good.
Yeah,
So yeah, good
it's
to be
good.
back, and we should be back on our regular fortnightly schedule.
Yes, and
alternating with small talk.
Bit of an apology that I haven't uploaded the last audio version. So what I will do is I will download that. I'll download this one and I'll smush them together so you get like 5 hours of our voices in your ears.
Beautiful.
So beautiful, yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
Love it.
Right. Well,
nice one. Right. Cheers,
thank
everyone.
you all very much, and we shall see you next time.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.